Hi, this is Lily Cotilla. Welcome to Edging Life. If you are in a relationship and there is a particular friction happening, the ideal thing to do is minimize it and not point it out in the moment or tell the other person what he or she is doing wrong or how inconsiderate he is or XYZ, you fill in the blank regarding the critical comment. 99.9% of the time, change will not happen via this route. It will cause escalation and resentment, and in fact, you may actually elicit more of the opposite result than what you actually, in fact, want. And distancing can occur. And if it doesn't turn into friction right there in the moment, it may come out as passive aggression later. Actually, I was going to slip and say passion aggression. It kind of is. I kind of like that term better. In any case, to go about getting change to happen in a relationship, I'm going to use an example of more of an old-fashioned cultural mores or social norm, because it's an easy one to picture. So, in the more old school days, and some men still do this form of chivalry, especially in other countries, not so much the U.S., but the male will walk on the outside of the sidewalk toward the street side to protect the female or give her a sense of protection from possible traffic and or cars. And some females don't care, maybe some don't want this and some do. So over time we get to know a person, right? And at the same time we are who we are. In any case, if you are a female who likes this form of chivalry and you are with a man who maybe has not been taught it or doesn't know, it doesn't make him a bad guy. I don't think he's doing it intentionally yet anyway. Maybe later on in the relationship it has evolved into a passive-aggressive thing. I don't know. But just make note that you're bothered by it. You know, maybe you're on the the roadside of the sidewalk, and a car passes and hits a mud puddle and gets muddy water all over your new date outfit. So you're pretty pissed off, so it's easy to go to blame him, when prior to that you weren't even thinking of social norms or cultural mores. But anyway, so hold your tongue, literally, if you have to. And the next time you're walking down the street with him, maybe a few days later, a week later, and you see a guy standing on the outside of the sidewalk toward the street side, and the female covered on the, building side of the sidewalk, you can point out to him, wow, that guy really has some chivalry. I wonder who taught him those manners or that kind of respect. I think that's really neat. And then move on in the conversation. Don't make the reference. He will subconsciously or consciously get it on his own, and he may or may not change his behavior in the future. It may cross his mind the next time, but it might seem like it's too obvious that I don't know, maybe he wants to be more sly about it. So just wait a couple times, a few times as you walk down the sidewalk of life together, and see if on his own accord he decides to integrate something that's valuable to you into his psyche and his behavior or not. So that's an example of how you get change to happen. You identify what the problem is, and you remove ego. And by removing ego and taking out the now of the irritation and the internal energy, and using an outside secondary source as an example, your chances of getting change to happen increase dramatically. I'm not saying it's easy to silence the self who feels hurt in the moment, but in the big picture of life, if you want a relationship to run smoothly and not get to the edge of where the sidewalk ends, that's one step that will keep you ahead of the game. Okay, good luck. For that, you will probably need it. For most things in life, you don't.